In the late 70s, the gas crisis was coming to a close, and Ford needed to basically shift off from the old Econo box Mustang II and back into the muscle car world. They just introduced the Fox platform, which was going to be a universal platform for a bunch of different cars. They came out with the Mustang. It was bigger but lighter than the Mustang II. It came with the 5.0 again, and it was really starting to move back into muscle, especially by the time 85, 86 came around. They were starting to crack that 200 horsepower barrier again. And by 93, when this car was made, the platform was on its way out. It was getting dated, and actually this was supposed to be the last rear drive V8 Mustang. They were going to come out with a front drive Japanese style, and the fans said, oh hell no, you're not going to do that. So they made that particular model the Ford Probe, and they just evolved the Fox body platform just a little bit when they came out with the 94 through 04, the SN95 to New Edge Mustangs. But those cars didn't really have the same effect that these cars did. They were light. These things were a riot to drive. They were all over the road when you were on them, and yeah, I mean, even this one was not considered the wanted car back then. The hatchback was the wanted car. This thing was considered the Econo box 4-cylinder version. But hilariously enough, this is the sought-after one now because it's so light. So my story on the 93 Mustang here started with the 96 Impala SS with the LS1 and T56 in it. I had just got the Impala done and the way I wanted it made, and I was ripping on it, and it was just too big and too heavy and too stable to have a lot of fun with. I mean, it was a good car, but it wasn't real violent. So I got to thinking about it, and I've had countless Mustangs, but I've only had one Fox body. That was a 86 LX 5.0 automatic, so it wasn't exactly a performance machine. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna start looking around for a Fox body. And started searching Facebook and Craigslist, and this car popped up. And he wanted kind of a high price for it for the problems it needed, so I offered him a little less over the phone, and he said, yeah, that's actually fair, so I'll take it. I asked the guy, I was like, hey, is this car drivable? Because I can bring a trailer. Oh yeah, man, the car's drivable, it's no problem, it'll start right up, it'll drive. So I drove 2 hours away, or hour and a half away, and it was around 4 o'clock, so sun was starting to go down around 6. I get there and I look the car over, and it runs and drives great. I take it around the corner, it's a little loud, but nothing major. Now I get to looking at it, and it's got no seat belts on it. Like, great, this car was supposed to be drivable. Well, seat belts aren't really that big a deal. Yeah, I make the deal on it, and we get out there, and he's like, hey, car's got no headlights and no tail lights. It's like 5 o'clock and the sun's going down in an hour, and I'm an hour and a half to 2 hours from home without traffic. It's like, really? Really? Apparently drivable don't mean headlights, tail lights, speedometer, gas gauge, any of the other things that make a normal drivable car in this guy's universe. So I already paid for the car, I've already got the title in my name, or got the title in hand, and so I'm not leaving it here. So I get in the car and I start hauling butt home. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a back road home. And I said, away from the major highway, it's a little bit longer, but less traffic and all that. And I pass a cop. I go, oh God, here we go. Got no license plates on this thing, got no lights on it, got nothing. Cop didn't move. It's like, okay, all right, I'm safe. Drive about 20 miles down the road, there's another cop. Really? He didn't move. Get further, another cop. It's like, this is cop city around here. What is going on? And by this time, it's getting dark. I've got somebody behind me, but I got no lights, and this is getting dangerous to drive. So I think, okay, I'm gonna find a Walmart or a parts store or something. I'm gonna get some lights for this thing. So I found a Walmart, pulled in, got in there, went and bought headlights, went and bought tail lights, came out, and this thing had headlight and tail light bulbs in it. They just weren't plugged in. Oh, crying out loud. So I got that hooked up, the taillight still wasn't working on it. There was problems back there. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I got headlights, I got somebody behind me, I'm gonna just limp this thing home. Get it home, no problems, pass another couple of cops, no issues whatsoever. So the next day I come over and Mom's here and she's like, hey, you know what, I wanna drive this thing. I'm like, sure, you know what? There's no cops in this town, small town. We get 100 feet out of the driveway and a local constable pulls up behind her and lights her up. It's like, oh crap, how did I get past 5 cops? And my mom gets in the car, gets 20 feet out of the driveway, and a cop pulls her over. Fortunately, the guy was cool. He ran the car to make sure it wasn't stolen and all that. He's like, look, just take this thing back to your house. I know you live right here. Take it back. Don't bring it out on the road again until it's road ready. It's like, yes sir, thank you sir. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're not impounding my car. And of course, the next few days, you know, y'all have been watching me. I got headlights and taillights on it and windshield wipers. I went and got it inspected. It's street legal now. But yeah, that was definitely a car story I'm not going to forget for a long time on this thing. Thanks for watching this episode of Car Stories. If you have a car story, please drop a comment down below because I would absolutely love to hear it. If you're enjoying these videos and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.